Alright, so I saw this when I was about to take a shower this morning. I can't not respond to it. I know nobody watches me, but this just bothers me so much. Why do I have a Ben Shapiro video? Oh. Destiny has been the source of a bunch of like reactionary right-wing talking points from, teenagers and edgy 30-year-olds and shit like that on the internet a lot lately. I used to really like Destiny's work before I realized kind of what he really was a, I won't even describe it, but in general, just he's not a great dude. And so, full disclosure, first of all, I've been watching Andrew Callaghan's work since his first video uploaded as All Gas No Brakes, since his group's first video uploaded as that. I've been a huge fan and been saying all this stuff. It really sucks that he's been doing this stuff. This sexual assault is what I'd call it. And but it's not about my sense of loss regarding that. It's about the trauma inflicted upon his victims. And it's about him him having some accountability for it. And in the best case scenario, him reforming. Him going through therapy, him figuring stuff out, and potentially the victims getting some sort of justice in some form or another. That is, yeah. So full disclosure, I've always liked Andrew's work, and that does not have any bearing on my response to this, in my opinion, because he very clearly did this, in my opinion. These are credible allegations against him, but we'll go into that because Destiny thinks they're not. So yeah, Destiny overreacts very quickly is the summary. We'll take a look.
I've got receipts, I've got photos of us, I've got...
So they were at it.
Skipping the intro there. You got the...
Okay, what is this real quick?
Making this
you got the base Destiny intro song there.
video, and I'm shaking because I've tried a couple different times and haven't been able to get my point across, but I don't like seeing abusers get platforms.
I try to cover up more, by the way, because his chat is unhinged, but I can't really cover up all of them easily.
And my abuser, Andrew Callaghan, also known as All Gas No Brakes,
Damn.
Channel 5, and whatever his new HBO show's called, I forget.
I mean, look how much he smiles for this stuff. Like... He just loves drama, even when it's the sexual assault allegations. He loves this. It's really fucking disgusting. It's really gross.
Has been plastered all over my news feed, and I've tried to come to him
this.
person to person.
Even if he doesn't believe it, making a joke about
and
this.
try to get him to take accountability for what he did.
Damn.
But his version of what happened the night that he assaulted me is so skewed. So I will tell you that he did eventually get consent. And that's the main point, is that he eventually got consent because he wore me down.
Wait.
He told me he needed a place to stay for the night. He had some sort of falling out.
So this is a pre-planned response. I mean, the whole, wait. He already knew and watched this.
With one
He's just going over it now, so he has all these, stupid reactions ready to go for it.
One of his crew members or whatever. And I was very clear about the fact that we are not hooking up. He gets in my bed and wears me down to the point where I eventually do agree to do things that I wasn't proud of.
What?
And I wasn't proud of them and thought it was my fault for
So this is what I mean by everybody getting their talking points from Destiny. He'll go into it more and obviously hang himself out to dry. People are saying, wow, it's not sexual assault if it's just sex you regretted or whatever. And it's he's obviously going to prop that up the way he's doing this, so yeah.
so long that I continued to be nice to him after the situation. He wouldn't leave my house the next morning. And then as time went on and I processed things, I thought, you know what, just because eventually I said, okay, whatever, because I was trying to just get the whole night over with so that it could be morning so that he could leave. It doesn't discount the fact that I told him no. I told him no so many times prior to this. I said, I'm tired, I'm not really feeling it. I came up with any excuse that I possibly could to just get him off of me.
You know what? I'm gonna borrow from good friend of the stream. Mr. Girl here.
So I don't know if he's actually a good friend of the stream with him, but yeah, Mr. Girl's a piece of shit, so I don't know why he likes him, but
I think that you should respond to these things in the same way that you would if somebody asked to f your cat. If you don't want to have sex with somebody, respond the same way as if they were going to f your cat, right? If somebody wanted to f your cat, you wouldn't be like, oh, I think they're kind of tired. I don't know if, like, they're in the mood. You'd be like, bro, no.
okay. So this is already really stupid. He's doing the what is it called again? Mote and Bailey. Is that what it's called? He's doing the Mote and Bailey here, or whatever the crap it is, where he's propping up this scenario that that she just said, well, I'm tired. Well, no, she clearly said, like, this is not to hook up. That's so, like, based on the information he has available to him, right? Based on this information, he does not understand that he doesn't know what was said, first of all. So we start there. And guess how he takes it? He invents this concoction in his head of how she responded to Andrew, or how she asserted that she was not into it with Andrew, or how she asserted that she does not consent to Andrew initially, right? Before he pesters her multiple times and pressures her into consenting and coerces her. So, which I wouldn't consider consent when you're coerced. So I don't know what Destiny's, like, motivated reasoning is here to concoct this scenario. I can only speculate that he has personal experiences, or he's got, like, a misogynistic vibe or something like that, or bias in this instance. That's a little bit of a hot take for me, I guess, but, I mean, really, he does not know that this is what she said, but he inserts it into the discussion totally ignorantly. And yeah, like, this is what he does. He's going into debate lord mode. He wants to debate her even though she's not there. He wants to debate the legitimacy of her claims before he even wants to listen.
You, don't f my cat. Stop. No. Boom. Stop. But, like, when you do, like, the whole, like, you're kind of making excuses, like, I'm not really in the mood, blah, 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 blah. It sounds like, it almost sounds like, and I'm not...
Did it sound like she was making excuses? Didn't she say, this is not to hook up or anything? This is not for a hookup? We're not going to hook up? She said no. It does not sound like she made excuses. If Destiny has more information on this, he should provide the proof.
Saying that this is what it is, and guys are retarded, but they are, because they follow stupid shit, but they shouldn't. But it sounds like an invitation to keep pushing, right? That's what a guy's going to hear. Like, okay, well, you're not tired. Well, how tired are you really? Like, maybe we can blah, 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 right? Like, that's what it always comes off as. Like, okay, well, maybe if I...
Even doing that is pretty stupid. If some woman tells you she's tired and not into it, you're like, okay. So I'm married. My wife has said that before. And I go, okay. Or I go, you sure? In, like, a joking way. But we have, like, been together for a decade. So it's a little different. But I'm, most of the time I'm like, all right. And I roll over. I feel my ego gets hurt a little bit. But I roll over and I'm done. I've also been on a date with a woman that I used to work with. And it was getting physical. We were making out. Everything was consensual. We were making out. Both got naked. Got in the bed together. And then she said, I'm not really comfortable. I'm getting kind of, I don't know if I'm into this. And I think it's because she kind of saw me as a big brother when we used to work together. I wasn't a lot older than her, but I was, enough older than her that she could see me that way. In retrospect, that's what I think. And, it was a little awkward. So then I said, okay. And I was really into her. And I literally laid over and I, like, silently cried while we both went to sleep. It was really sad. And I still think about that because I feel bad. This is a really personal story, but I feel really bad that I made her uncomfortable. I don't know what I did. It was probably just the vibes were off. She wasn't that into me. She didn't want it to turn into that. So, I mean, I get it. I get the feeling that you're in that situation and your ego wants to take over. I get it. But when somebody says no and they don't want to, you just stop. It's just so easy to just stop, in my opinion. You have to be, like, so horny and desperate and pathetic to go further. I'll be completely honest. or you have to be so socially conditioned into being like a freaking chimpanzee who cannot control their sexual desires. You have to stop. When somebody says stop, she told me stop, and I stopped. I've had that multiple times. I had another instance that I was with somebody who was a survivor of sexual assault, and I didn't know, and she told me to stop, and I stopped. And then she explained to me why she was crying and freaking out, and I was just concerned. I was scared, and it was a really dramatic situation. I myself am a survivor of sexual assault from a young age. And one instance where a man I was talking to on AOL arranged to pick me up at the Kmart around the block, and we did, he did stuff to me that I thought I wanted at the time. I gave consent, right, on paper. I was also like 13 years old, so there's no real consent there. Just like someone being extremely drunk, not a lot of consent there. Just like someone repeatedly saying no and someone coercing them into it, saying yes after like 20 times. That's not consent either. None of this is consent. I'm sorry, but like if somebody says no, you should just stop. Like your entire existence can't be around being horny. And just like you can't make your defining moment in life to be somebody who's like relentlessly horny and fucking also not, I mean, I don't want to say that like sexual assault is about, sex. It's not. It's about power and control. So even though this person may, get their rocks off doing that, it was still a way for that person to exert control and power over the other person.
Just push a little bit harder, maybe I can get her to agree,
Just push her a little bit harder, maybe I can get her to agree, is literally a byproduct of rape culture, and it is definitely not an okay thing to do, and I don't know why he's not, like, just straight up saying that that's a horrible thing as a qualifier.
And he still found a way
he should
to
be calling that out.
Coerce me into things that I didn't want to do. And this is really hard for me to say. I never thought I would come forward, but it's even more hard to have to relive the trauma that...
Like, look at this chat. Listen to her speaking cadence. Because why? She's like, they're making fun of her. This is his community that he fosters. He sees the comment. He doesn't say that.
I endured every single day by seeing this man as a social justice warrior, as someone who cares about human rights, get a platform. You shouldn't be supporting him. And at the end of the day, like I've told close...
One chatter earlier said, don't ask to fuck more than once. Let them opt in after. Yeah, absolutely. But then there's people like this guy. Coerce equals asking a lot. Well, yeah.
Friends of mine, I've tried coming out about this.
Because somebody can be weighed down on emotionally to the point where they are not as capable of giving consent in an enthusiastic way. Unenthusiastic, coerced, and worn down consent is not the same as enthusiastic consent, right? And so on like maybe legal grounds, maybe she wouldn't have a case, potentially. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. But as far as like decent human being standards, yeah, don't fucking do that. Don't do that to her.
Before, and he texted me saying that it basically ruined his life and that his life was over now because of things that I said, and other women have come forward to me, but this is my first time publicly talking about it on
Other
a
women
platform
who?
like TikTok. Because
other women who? Okay. So there's a good thread about all this stuff, and that someone on Twitter has done. Let's see. Let's just go here. Other women. Moldy Freckles. She's also, I think, the one who made another video. Plant puke tattoos. Took me and my friend to a party and tried to fuck my roommate after she said no. He left our house screaming. I'm from Seattle, know many people in common with him, and you're not the first person I've heard about this happening to. I'm very sorry. Went to a neighboring high school as him at the same time he was in high school. Not the first time hearing about something like this. I heard more than enough weird things about Andrew before survivors came forward. I believe you. Well, that's, so this is about third-party stuff. This isn't the first time I've heard of this. So these are third-party. Okay, so let's be fair. Let's be totally fair. Here's some more people coming forward. No, I think, where is it? So here's the other person that came forward, and this is Moldy Freckle, and I think everyone's seen this video.
I told him I would take him home because he lived close by, but that I did not want to have sex in my car at all. I did not want to have sex with him again, ever. And after we got to my car, he started advancing towards me, started touching my inner thigh. And
Okay, so if someone says, I don't want to have sex with you, and then you go and you touch their inner thigh, and you try to have sex with them, and you try and get them to go along with it, that's already sexual assault. Just saying.
pulled me forward and started kissing my neck. So I really couldn't move out of the position. He was holding me like tightly. And he proceeded to put his hand down my pants. I told him to stop. I told him to get off of me multiple times. He tried to put my hand down his pants, and I was, fighting against him during this, told him to please stop. And he said, you could at least suck my dick. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. Get out of my car. At that point, it was, I'm not taking you home anymore. Get the fuck out of my car. And he just got mad, really. He was mad that I would even say that. But at the same time, he was laughing at me and continued to try to kiss me and was like, are you serious? Come on, come on. Yeah. It was not fun. So I told him to get out of my car again. He wouldn't get out. And he said, you could at least take me home. So I realized at this point I would not be able to physically push him out of my car. So I started driving quickly and erratically down the road. I pulled into a busier street and I stopped abruptly, thinking, maybe someone will realize something is wrong, or if someone is honking at me, he'll feel uncomfortable and want to leave the car. But I guess it did make him uncomfortable that I did that, and I told him to get the fuck out of my car. And he was like, can I at least get a kiss goodbye? And I said, fuck no, get the fuck out. He left. Never spoke to him or saw him again.
So yeah, Destiny's saying there's no one else that's come forward. There's a person. Text and screenshots from a Reddit user posting their partner's accounts. I guess I'll comment really quickly on what she said. The credibility of what she said there lines up. Every single thing she said is incredibly common for people that have survived sexual assault in those similar instances. The fact that she wanted to drive to a more busy area because she was afraid. The fact that she talked about how she wouldn't be able to push him out of her car. She's a woman. He's over 6 feet, I'm pretty sure. He's a big dude. And so this whole idea that like she's a skinny woman. So this whole idea that oh, she could just say no. I'm sorry, but she did say no multiple times. He still comes after her. And a lot of that kind of sounds very true to me. And it's not even up to me. This isn't the court of public opinion. These are sexual assault allegations. So it's really stupid even to have this conversation publicly. I get how ridiculous this is and absurd this is. But it's pretty clear to me she's credible. Right? Pretty damn clear. Here's the other person that Destiny said he didn't know about. Yeah. When that tic-tac came out, I was fairly unsurprised because I live in the same city for years, ran the same scene. I've always heard stories like this about Andrew. Once I heard people were finally starting to come out about this, I came to the subreddit to see what people are saying. It's been very upsetting. So I'll say this too. There's plenty of people I know things about that if they became popular, it would be a struggle for me to say something since I would be attacked by a lot of people. There's someone I know, definitely not friends with, but I was around him a lot for specific reasons relating to my career. And, well, I won't go into it, any specifics, because it's not my story to tell. But, if he ever got popular, I can empathize and can understand why it would be difficult to want to come forward about that stuff, especially because it's not my story to tell. And it's probably even harder for victims because they don't want to relitigate their trauma. They don't want to put their trauma into the public eye of tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of simps for that person. And that's what we're seeing. There's thousands of people denying the validity of what she's saying, what they're saying, multiple of them. And, yeah, so, but this is proof, in my opinion, because there's another person that's saying they've heard about this from before. Here's, a tweet. There was an Instagram post from a while ago that apparently went unnoticed. I feel bad because I wish I had known about these things, but it says resurface, so it's from some of that. One of the stories had to get deleted. I did not see it yet. I wonder what it was. But there's some of that. There has been other things that have been posted about. But we'll get to the stronger evidence later, because this is just beginning.
I hope it gets traction. I hope people listen to me. I hope that if something similar has happened to you, that you know that that's not your fault. It wasn't my fault what happened to me, just because I eventually caved.
I mean,
It's so hard to do, but I eventually, I was really hoping that he would eventually take accountability, but he just texted me this skewed version of what he thought had happened, and in that moment, it wasn't fight or flight, it was freeze. I froze, and I couldn't control my body anymore. Not to mention, he got me really drunk that night. He was trying to buy me all kinds of the best kinds of tequila at the dive bar we were at, and a lot of people don't believe me. I've got receipts, I've got photos of us, I've got text messages, but you shouldn't need that. You should believe me, and you should stop supporting Andrew Callaghan.
You shouldn't need any proof of anything?
It.
Bro, what?
So, this is frustrating because I think he misunderstands. That incredulous reaction to that. He misunderstands what she's talking about. When people say proof, that's different than evidence. When people say proof in this kind of way, they're talking like, I need a video of him doing that. I need, text where he's like, yeah, I thought you wanted it, or something like that. You're not going to get that in most of sexual assault cases. You're just not. And if multiple people have alleged something, and they're all like different people from different backgrounds and stuff, I mean, it doesn't even matter if they're different, but if multiple people have allegations, you should take it seriously, and you shouldn't make light of it, and you shouldn't instantly deny the validity of it implicitly the way Destiny's doing here.
Okay, hold on. So they were at it. They were out drinking. They went to dive bars. So it sounds like they were out. They were having fun. And then, not to say that she couldn't say no otherwise. I think you need way more proof. We're gonna need to see some messages, something. Like, this is more stuff.
I just wanted to come on here really quickly and say that I'm actually working with some people who have come forward in my TikTok comments and in my DMs, people who I've talked to when I first started opening up about this last year, and they're sharing their stories, but I want to make sure that they're comfortable with me sharing their stories before I move forward. As far as what happened with him and I will include, I guess, some more evidence within that. I really just kind of needed to get my word out there. I wasn't expecting to post that video. I've been going through a really hard time with all of this. People in my life know that it's affected my relationships, it's affected my life. It's been incredibly hard, and it took a lot for me to post that video in the first place. So to all of the apologists and people standing up for him in the comments, you know, I really hope that something like this never happens to you and you never have to know what it's like. I'm not going to post the receipts because I feel like you deserve them.
I'm not gonna post it. Wait.
Yeah, so this right here, this isn't inconsistent. These people are laughing at her for this.
Wait, but she is gonna post them for her.
I don't really care about Andrew at this point. My whole point in calling him out is because I want other women to feel like they have a safe space, they have a person to talk to, because I'm not the only person that this happened to. I will be sharing more information. I will be sharing their stories once.
Wait, if you're not gonna post receipts, then what the? Hold on. I want to make one thing very clear. No penetrative sex ever happened. No penetrative sex. Does that mean no oral either? Does oral count as penetrative sex if it's a blowjob?
So, this is the problem. The idea that something is not sexual assault is not dependent on there being penetrative sex. Just going to be completely honest. If some guy, you know, hears no, 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 and he like grabs some women in the chest and like forces to like make out with her and stuff like that, and then he like jerks off right in front of her and does all that, that's sexual assault. Just because he didn't fuck her does not mean it's not sexual assault. Just because she didn't give him a blowjob doesn't mean it's not sexual assault. Maybe she doesn't consider penetrative sex a blowjob. Maybe we don't know. This is why his reaction is so stupid. Look at this stupid face he's making. This guy, this is motivated reasoning. What the fuck skeletons are in his closet? What the fuck is going on here?
Does that count? You're penetrating something. No way.
You are penetrating something.
Penetrative is PIV. Yeah, I think that's generally the case.
Yes.
So the
Good. At least you acknowledge
I was scared.
that.
There was nothing I could do in the moment. I was drunk and I couldn't process what was happening. It wasn't as simple as kicking him out. He's a person who has power. I didn't know if he would have tried to hurt me if I did. Okay. No offense, but this I can't tell because of the camera angles. But this woman looks like she weighs like 200 pounds.
Fucking piece of shit.
And no offense to the Andrew guy, I've seen him. That guy looks like he weighs like 105 pounds.
Andrew is like 6'5" or some shit. He probably at least weighs 180, 190 pounds. But not only that, he's a man. And if you see her earlier picture, she was a bit lighter. But he doesn't do any research before he talks about anything. He just reacts immediately to things. Or he does do research and he doesn't give a fuck.
Who wins in a fight there?
He says she looks 200 pounds. Dude, he doesn't, like, I still don't fucking understand it. I guarantee you she's not. Okay? She's probably short. This is such a stupid thing. I shouldn't even respond to it. It's such a piece of shit.
Like, I don't know if this is a circumstance where...
What a
I don't know if this is a
disgusting human
circumstance where he actually has, like, she means clout? Okay, but let's say clout.
being. Even if she didn't mean clout, he is a man. Men are stronger than women. And he's very tall. He may look lanky, but to act like a shorter woman who maybe has a few extra pounds. Are you kidding me? This is fucking stupid. I've seen her pictures. She's not 200 pounds. It's fucking stupid. What an idiot.
Let's say clout. Like, is she like a content creator? Does she have like a career riding on her relationship with him or anything? Or
Holy shit, dude. That isn't even it. If you say no, maybe she does. I don't fucking know. Maybe she does have connections to like the creator space.
he is super tall? Oh,
Why
okay.
is he incredulous about
Really
this?
quickly and say
Yeah, he's like
I have
6'4"
other things
or
going on in my
something.
life.
He's huge.
I'm trying to respond to the comments as much as possible. If you look through the comments, you'll see that I've answered every single one of these questions. And you'll also see that other people said that this happened to them, or they've experienced something similar, or he's made them uncomfortable. So, like I said, I'm getting some more information together. I still have people coming forward with stories up until literally 2 minutes ago. I just got another DM about someone else experiencing something similar. So I want to take my time with this. I want to be patient about it. And I appreciate the people who've been supportive. It's taking everything in me to not just fully break down, because this isn't easy. And the people who have experienced this, I'm so sorry you have. You know how hard it is. Yeah, that's all I've got to say for now, but I will be making a follow-up video, and I'll provide a lot more information, not only about my situation, but about the other victims as well. I just wanted to come on here really quickly.
What are we even talking about?
In regards to the whole Andrew Callaghan situation, this is the last time that I'm going to be talking about it. A friend of mine texted and asked if I was okay because she saw my post on Reddit. That wasn't me that posted on Reddit. I'm getting a lot of hate. You guys seem to need receipts. Someone speaking up about their story isn't enough, so I'm gonna share with you
Okay,
some, I guess, evidence
Thank
that
you.
I was with him that night.
That's good.
I didn't have a camera set up in my...
Thank you. Me, Destiny, I'm entitled to you showing me receipts regarding your sexual assault. Oh, thank you. What a fucking egotistical asshole.
my bedroom, so I don't know what to tell you. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, and if you don't, that's okay. This is the last
she's
time
so
I'm ever gonna talk
reasonable.
about
She's
this.
more reasonable than
And
she
I've
even
made my
needs to
TikTok
be about
private,
this.
so
It's
if anyone
insane.
wants to share...
She is so much more reasonable than she ever needs to be about this, and people are giving her so much shit.
what I'm saying with the people on Reddit, feel free to do that, but I can't mentally handle this anymore. This was Andrew and I agreeing to hang out when he was in St. Pete. This was us the night at the bar. Can't. It was Andrew and I...
Why is he okay, I'm not going to pay attention to the receipts. You're good.
I'm in St. Pete. Who should I kick it with? Me? You're home. I'm still just walking around. Yeah, I just walked in the door. What part of St. Pete? Okay, so they seem okay to hang out.
Seem okay to hang out. Yeah. I mean, hang out is, yeah.
To hang out when he was in St. Pete. This was us the night at the bar.
Yeah, 200 pounds, by the way. Can you tell me she's 200 pounds? What a piece of shit.
We went into the bathroom to take a photo because this
Huh,
bar...
This is weird. Destiny sees the picture of her after calling her 200 pounds. He sees her next to Andrew and he's like, just doesn't say anything. That's weird.
The bathroom has its own Instagram page, and it's just something people do at that bar. Also, like I said many times before, I trusted him. Something people... Is
he going to react to the fact that he was wrong? He's going to admit he was wrong, assuming she's this big 200-pound mixed martial artist woman?
People do at that bar. Also, like I said many times before, I trusted him. And people are blaming me for trusting him, and I did. And it is what it is. This is a comment from someone who I've been speaking with about what happened to her.
So this is the other accuser.
This is a...
Yep, camera guy potentially doing underage, sleeping around.
About a year ago from someone who said that he...
I'll say this. We don't know anything about this. People live with their parents till they're 30 sometimes. But people that look very young, yeah, there's probably something suspicious here, but we'll have to wait and see until people come forward with their stories if there is some stuff around that.
Brave. My friend has mutual friends with his camera guys, and I basically heard that he was sleeping with girls who looked very young and lived with their parents. What? Bro, what is this? This is the wackiest shit in the world. So a friend
This is not the right kind of reaction. This is just somebody that loves drama, just like laughing at shit. The only time he'll take it seriously is if it's like someone he cares about, which I don't even know if he cares about anyone. I think he's a psychopath. This reaction is so ridiculous. Just think about this. These are potentially very serious allegations. You know, if you doubt it, then why are you contributing to your community and propping up, you know, talking points against people when they should be coming forward if there's some truth to it? You're actively working against the pushback against patriarchal constructs like this, Destiny. You're actively harming people by doing this. This reaction is just not well thought out.
And told her that she has a mutual friend with a camera guy and heard from a mutual friend that he was sleeping with people who looked very young.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Okay, yeah, it might be bullshit. Okay. So, why do you react like this? Why is this your motivation?
What are we talking about? Bro, delete your internet presence. What is wrong with you?
Has been known to associate with underage girls.
Been known to? Jump back to the previous screenshot. Wait, did I miss one? Hold on.
This is the story from the same message I got speaking with about.
Oh, these are comments or whatever. Andrew.
These are comments, whatever. That's another woman that came out and talked about. She shared her story about how she was sexually assaulted by him, and she did a TikTok video about it. She, you know, worked up the courage to do that. Very brave. And now she's being dragged through the mud by people publicly, by public figures who are definitely friendly with kiwi farms and shit like that. So, yeah, great job, Destiny.
He sexually assaulted me as well. I'd previously been involved with him, but only when I was extremely drunk. I confronted him about it, and he invited me to dinner to apologize. Then he assaulted me in my car. I had to physically kick him out.
So I know Destiny's a fan of philosophy. Let's just pose this question, okay? If you have two options of how to react to this scenario if you are doubting it, okay? Let's look at, you know, the cost-benefit analysis. Let's look at the ethical harm potential and the benefit to you. The benefit to reacting to this way to Destiny is probably to just say what his fans want to hear, or get something off his chest, or he has some motivated reasoning and he doesn't like, you know, sexual assault allegations because maybe he's had some against him, or he has some pending ones against him and, you know, it makes him nervous. I don't know. Probably not. But I don't know. Sorry, my throat's kind of dry. So maybe that's where his motivated reasoning lies. But on the flip side, it's like, what is the downside if he's wrong in downplaying this? Not only because I know he's a big Sterner fan, big Max Sterner fan. If everything's all self-motivated, and that's still kind of a misreading of Sterner, but okay, let's just grant that it is correct. Don't want to get too nerdy about it. So if we assume that that he's all self-motivated and he's very going full egoist mode, and his goal is to like grow his platform or make more money or something like that, why does taking the risk of being wrong here, you know, prematurely, because it is premature, why is him like jumping off the gun within like a few hours? Because this is a reaction clip from 2 days ago. I'm pretty sure these dropped like 3 or 4 days ago. I hate the word dropped in this instance anyways. It's stupid, but I hate calling it drama, you know, like he does in this fan channel. I think this is a fan channel. It might be really his channel. I don't know. I know he takes down stuff for DMCA, so he probably might be a real side channel from him. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I don't even want to use the word disappointing. I'm not surprised that Destiny is doing this. But yeah, if we even look at through his logical framework, that at least from my memory of having watched him a lot in the past, there isn't much self-interest in doing this. It's just bad all around. Even if you're correct in the moment by accident, you could be wrong, and it could just look bad. So why would you even want to do this? This video that he did, this reaction at least he did, that somebody else took a clip of, it's the only thing I can think of is just like really insidious, self-motivated reasoning for personal reasons, or he's just, you know, giving into the patriarchy and just loving, you know, loving partaking in that. It's a nice, lazy way to be a man.
Out. I literally finally came out about this yesterday on my Insta because I cannot stand this dude. Okay, that sounds bad if it happened.
Happened to her.
Okay, credit where credit's due. That sounds bad if it happened. That's a little unusual.
This is a message I got about a year ago from someone who said that he has been known to associate with underage girls. This is the
Pretty much all of them have ever had uncomfortable situations, has been insulted or assaulted. The situation that I was in was at a party probably 3 years ago, and I thought he was cool at first, and we had a pretty good convo, and then we basically went into a room kind of isolated from everyone. He was really pressuring me to go to his house, and I said no multiple times, and he kept pushing and pushing. As you know, he's a very tall guy, and I'm only 5'4", and I was pretty drunk, and I feel like he was blocking.
Yeah, this kind of like pressuring attitude. I'll say this, there's a lot of guys who are young who have not learned that this is not cool. You know, and so in the absolute most charitable interpretation I can give is that Andrew could probably reform and stop being this guy. That's the most charitable I can be. But it's pretty clear he's that guy.
The doorway, so we were in there for a while, and luckily a friend came to check on me.
This is the story from the same person of her experience. You can pause to read any of this stuff. This is about how...
So I'm trying to get more deals, but I was a few years ahead of him at Loyola in New Orleans, and I've heard he got canceled pretty bad, but it was kept in the DL, but that's why he was replaced on his show, French Quarter Confessions, and he doesn't speak much about that in New Orleans anymore. We're trying to get more info to further support. Also, Tim Heidecker viewed my story. Your TikToker posted, so we know he is aware. He's one of my favorites. I'm hoping he pays attention, takes action. We got you. Oh.
Yeah, the other person's story. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
He was canceled on his...
Oh, I love this. Uh-oh. You know, like, he just, like, thinks this is fun drama. There's something psychotic about this.
French Quarter Confession show when he went to Loyola because of the same sorts of allegations. Pause to read.
I went to school with Andrew. He pulled the same shit with me and a friend of mine. He frequently Airbnb listed his place and did the I need somewhere to stay tactic, which feels very intentional.
See, this is really interesting. This one is pretty good evidence. Another one that she showed. So, yep.
He also used to try to tell people he was on male birth control injection. I'm very sorry this... okay, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Read that. Just another story.
Someone told me that he told them he has a list of women that he gets to give him head without reciprocating, like truly disgusting. Also, maybe too much information, uncomfortable. It's actually embarrassing for him that he's this What is this? This is just random.
This is just random? You don't understand that there's, like, weird, like, douche bro culture from high school from, like rapey dudes where they'll do that, where they'll have shit like that. I mean, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but I mean, why would you react like this? But this is like a jubilant reaction to claims of sexual assault.
He's got a list.
He's like shaking his head like, oh, this is
Sounds like you
bullshit.
messaged him and he didn't do anything. That's incredibly disappointing. We're listening to New Orleans and Austin. My friend lived with him for a while and apparently sexually assaulted their other roommate who's been terrified to come forward. You're hoping a lot of people sharing this, and I'm so sorry people are so thick in the head that they don't have compassion. Some of these are like kind of bad, and some of these are just like dumb. Like,
he thinks this is dumb. Like, if you know somebody that was sexually assaulted by him, and you would say, this is exactly what you would say if you did know somebody was sexually assaulted by him. This is perfectly consistent with that reality, if that happened. So I don't know why he's just like dismissing it and calling it dumb.
And I'm keeping these people private, and they've all consented to me sharing their stories. And I'm doing so because I've already put my face
This is what Mr. Girl wishes he could get on me. That's what he's looking for right now. Okay.
out there. I'm already getting all the hate. It is what it is at this point. Here's another story.
I've heard through the grapevine of Andrew begging girls for sex till they said yes. I have a mutual who went on a date with him. He used the same excuse. Fall out with crew and needed a place to stay. She said no, you have money, pay for a hotel. Then he got pissed at
More people saying that they've heard about this.
Went to a neighboring high school as him. At the same time he was in high school, not the first time hearing about something like this. Receipts, I mean, I don't have any.
These are like assholes, though. The ones that are going, receipts.
Another
Andrew Callaghan and I are the same age, and he went to a high school in Seattle near mine at the same time as me, so I know a lot of people. He also frequented local kickbacks and spodies, basically parties with jungle juice in a park. He was doing some rapping stuff back then, so a lot of people knew him. It's pretty common knowledge in Seattle social circles. He's committed sexual assaults. I don't know his victims personally.
story. My inbox is flooded with people saying that
Can we get, like,
they are
receipts
proud
on
of
any
me
of
for
these?
speaking up because they're too scared.
I don't understand what kind of receipts you want. Some of these are like, he did something to me. This is my story, etc. Like someone saying that. And what kind of receipts are you supposed to get? Do you want like a picture of the sexual assault like happening in action or something, or him like saying in text message, "Yes, I did it, and I'm so sorry."
Too, so
Because, like,
sharing
theoretically, a lot of these could be just random shit,
their
right?
stories for them. This is absolutely taking a huge toll
Theoretically, yeah, anything could be true. It's really stupid to appeal to that though, when you're talking about sexual assault.
on my mental health. I can see that a lot of you don't want to believe women when they come forward about things, and I've just got to say that says a lot about your personality and who you are. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and if you think I'm making it up, that's on you. In regards to the whole Andrew
Jesus. Sounds like he has a play where he pretends he fell out with his crew doing a scene with women. Maybe.
I like how they cut off the Destiny. Why would you need that? Why are you downplaying this, etc.? Yeah, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's downplaying it. So, here's the now near coup de grace of evidence. So, Ethan Klein allegedly talked to, I mean, like, I have no reason to doubt him, but this just came out, and he allegedly talked to Andrew. Andrew got checked into a psych ward because these allegations like made him suicidal apparently. And you know, I don't have any reason to doubt that either. I don't think it's like some attention thing. And he apparently admitted that it was all true.
So, first I just wanted to make sure that he told me he was like at a psych ward. He was not doing well and he was having panic attacks and stuff. And I first of all wanted to make sure that he was safe, that he wasn't going to hurt himself, that he was with people that cared about him. Obviously, I don't want him to die. I'm hoping none of y'all think he should die for this, do you? And so I did confirm that he's doing okay. So that was a relief to me. Again, I'm not defending him, and I believe those victims 100% since they came out with their videos.
So this is such a better response. Just like the immediate reaction is to be serious, to take the allegations seriously, to say you're not defending him, and then he still expresses like, yeah, but it's my friend, I have some empathy. I don't want him to fucking kill himself over it. Yeah, this is a great response. This is just another one of those things. It's just crazy to me. Why can't Destiny just be a normal human being and fucking do this? Why can't he react and be like, I don't know, maybe we don't know what really happened. You know, in the most charitable way. Let's just come up with a Destiny response from his. We don't know what really happened. I don't have any reason to doubt what these people are saying. And it's possible Andrew Callaghan did this. I think we should wait for further evidence or something. He could have posted a response like that and just, it wouldn't have been a problem. But, that doesn't get clicks from his reactionary audience. That doesn't get clicks from his, anti-SJW audience that he's cultivated.
So what was I saying? Well, what I was going to say before y'all jumping to conclusions is that he confirmed what they're saying is true. Okay? Y'all fucking, you know what I mean? He confirmed that he knew the girls and that he had encounters with them. So right out the bat, you know what I mean? He was pretty open, and basically that's what I wanted to hear, right? Like he confirmed that this stuff basically happened. What do you mean he's gaslighting me? He literally told me it happened. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so Ethan's saying that it's confirmed that he did these things. That he, did this with these women. I'll just end it off with, behavior like this is definitely a byproduct of a patriarchal system, but some people are worse than others. And this is pretty bad. And you can't explain it away as just the system. That was kind of Hassan's first take. And then he kind of, when he thought about it more, you could tell he was having some realization in the moment that, like, I need to still focus on the fact that the victims came forward and how brave that is and how good that is. So, people don't react perfectly. I get it. Destiny should be given time to amend his reaction, and I hope he amends it. Changes some of his shittier attitudes on things. I hope he, we all have things that we do. He's online a ton, so I can understand him not taking things as seriously as, like, a regular person does. But and I'm not using that saying regular person like an insult. It's not like some ableist thing or whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of, I want to say disappointed, but it's not surprising from Destiny, the way he reacted. And here we are, it's proven pretty much. This is proof, in my opinion, but I guess he'll need to see the texts, he'll need to see receipts, he'll need like a phone recording of Andrew saying, I did these things. Andrew's in a psych ward right now. I don't think anybody wished that upon him. And the fact he did that, I don't want to say, I kind of want to say gives me hope that he'll realize he did something wrong and maybe reform. Maybe he's one of the very few people that does these kinds of things and reforms. I really hope so. But the way to react to this, regardless, is not with, cheeky little smiles every time somebody, like, mentions, and not to, like, be suspicious of every single claim when it didn't happen to you. You weren't involved. It's not like one of your friends. It's not, he has no real reason to react this way other than propping up patriarchy. That's it. It's totally absurd. Like, why would he react this way? It's just being a, like, weird, insane debate lord at every step of the way for him. And it's pretty disgusting that he's decided to respond this way. So that's what I wanted to say. That's all. Hopefully someone found this illuminating or interesting. Hopefully this video helps some people. I really, hope other sexual assault survivors come forward with their stories anytime they feel it's necessary. There shouldn't be any pressure, and this kind of reaction that Destiny gave applies that pressure. But you have more people that are willing to believe you than not, in my opinion. It's just a lot of people don't speak up because they're afraid of the mob, these little mobs that follow people like Destiny. More people come forward, the more this stuff gets taken seriously, and I'm just trying to show you that even like some guy like me that you probably wouldn't think would be that upset with Destiny's response. There's a lot of us out there that don't agree with the downplaying of all this. So hopefully in some way this helped.